David, nice to catch up with you again. It's been about 9 months since we last spoke at De Mexico in Cologne in Germany. Has it been a busy time for you guys at Limelight since then?
Massively busy. We've expanded the team tremendously, and we've brought new product to market and done all sorts of wonderful things. So it seems like the bigger the team gets, the more there is to do, because people generate ideas and you have to follow up and stuff like that. We've also just come off the back of our corporate offsite this year, so we were in Rio with the whole team.
Hang on, in Rio?
We went to Rio this year. It was quite a big one this year, and we hang out on the beaches in Rio, and we brought the team together and set them some AI challenges and stuff like that. It was a very cool event. I loved it.
Okay, well, it does sound like you're on a mission to build...
While we were there, we actually won best off-site working company in the UK. And we couldn't get our award. It was in London. The event was in London. We couldn't go and collect it because we was all in Rio having fun.
Well, I'm not surprised you won it, being in Rio. That's definitely off-site. So that does feed into my first question, which is your mission to build this global partner network. How's that going? You spoke about that last year in Cologne.
Yeah, so I think we probably talked about, for me particularly, when we founded the company, I wanted to do things slightly differently. And I think that for me, it boils down to, first of all, looking after the team, making sure that they're given an opportunity in life, which I don't think working in an office gives you. So we're all remote and they work their own hours. But it then extends to the full partnership. And again, we don't talk about clients, we talk about partners. And I think that resonates. I think that people are slightly skeptical of ad tech companies that sell them some tech, but then end up being competitors. We don't compete with our partners, we simply give them the software and we empower them to be the best they are. So we're finding that resonates really well, and fortunately we've undergone since then a massive round of signing new partners, which is amazing.
And is the new partner signing profile, is it global, is it mostly based in one particular geography?
Outside Europe, I would say primarily is our focus. So we see US, I think we probably mentioned the US last time was a focus for us this year, and so we're seeing that come to life now. South America is an amazing destination for us. We see lots of partners there. European, this year we're going to kind of turn our focus back to Europe and do a bit more there, but it's across the world, certainly. But I'd like Europe to be a bit stronger now.
Okay, I'm interested in the American element. There's been a lot of movement in US trade tariffs, etc. Thank you, Mr. Trump. How is that impacting on what you're trying to do there, though?
I honestly, to date, haven't seen any impact at all. We have a small team in the US now, and we have an organisation that we're setting up there, so it's not impacting us at all at the moment, I'm very pleased to say. Whether it'll impact the ability for those companies that we support, our partners, to do business across the globe is yet to be seen, perhaps.
So you're here in Cannes. You had an ad tech lunch yesterday. What sort of conversations were you having with people there?
Well, everyone starts off by saying how hot it is, right? So it's warm in Cannes. Yeah. They then start off by saying, "Isn't it busy?" But the reality is, I spoke a lot with partners and people in agencies, etc. Everyone wants to talk about AI, right? So there's a lot of that. I see a lot of fear in people's faces when they think about AI and how it's going to impact them in the future. And I guess we're here with a simple message that we have what we think is an anecdote to that, to allow them to embrace AI, bring it into part of what they do, but keep control of it themselves. So I think that keeping the human presence there was what I spoke about quite a lot at lunch yesterday. Just give people some security around what's going to change, and we're going to see massive changes, of course. But I think that people need to stay in control.
And so around some of the technology, there's been, as you know, the whole, I think we spoke about this last year as well, the sort of move towards a cookieless world was suddenly thrown, a curveball when Google decided to back out of getting rid of its cookies. How has that impacted Limelight, and how are you sort of adapting around that?
We were prepared for not having cookies. We don't rely on them a great deal. Google backing out of it perhaps is not a surprise to a lot of people, but I mean the reality for me, it's bigger than just cookies these days. I think the bigger challenge with Google is what's going to happen with their products. Is there going to be a void of publisher supporting products, etc. in the so I think it's gone now way beyond cookies for Google. It's now a much bigger problem, and I think we anticipate there will be some sort of void in the marketplace for publishers to be supported.
And just finally, you had your ad tech launch yesterday, but this is a huge event. What sort of things are you taking an interest here this week that are sort of beyond the Limelight sphere? Any of the speeches, any of the themes that are out there?
This is a very interesting question. My role, it seems, has changed a great deal. So previous years at Cannes, I was a busy boy, had lots of meetings, you run up and down the Croisette, and you're everywhere at once. This year, I was speaking to James about this earlier, I feel very much like I've taken the Fagin role, so I'm hanging out in the background, less movement, less travel, and I'm sending we had 11 of us here this year, so we're sending all of our people out to go gather the partners and talk to people and stuff like that, and then they're coming back to me, and I'm sitting there as a little bit of a Fagin at the moment. So my role's completely changed. It's as you grow a company, you go from having to be driving everything and doing everything, and we're now at that curveball where we have so many talented people now working for us that we need them to do the work, right?